Oh no! Something horrible has happened to our aircraft. We're gonna have to ditch it in the sea. Okay, so now we have an exit. Ditching, 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 and you brace for the crash. Crash! After the crash, unbrace. Sit up out of your brace position and grab the chair. So you're oriented correctly to the inside of the aircraft. Start searching for your exit using reference points. Locate that top corner of that window. That's a good one. And then watch out now. Push, push. And it swings open. And as soon as it clears, as soon as you clear it, come back and grab it. You got it in your hand. You're ready to leave.
The first instant I knew something was wrong is we were coming in and I seen water spewing up through the hellhole. The engines whined because the pilot put it in full power. Everything slowed down at that instant time. Everybody on the bird knew something was wrong. As soon as we hit the water, the disc of the CH-46 window hits me square in the chest. I'm wearing a bulletproof vest. And that's the last thing I remember. I don't know whether my mind shut off or I got knocked out. The next thing I remember is I came to, I'm underwater, and it's very dark. So the first thing I attempt to do is go up and solid, no air. So I go back down and I go hand over hand looking because it's very dark at this time, and I find the long bar that runs along the top of a 46. And I go hand over hand over hand on this bar, and I'm feeling in the dark. And I find the 50 cal. I hold on to it because I know it's the 50 cal handle machine gun that was in the window, and I put my hand above, no window, I put my hand below, and it goes through, so I know the window's there. So I grab each side of the window and I attempt to pull myself out. I'm unable to, and at this time, I'm out of air. And I start panicking because I can't get out. So I tell myself, calm down. There's an air pocket to your right. I don't know why I told myself that. I couldn't see, but I could feel the air pocket. So I put my lips up in the air pocket and I blew the remaining air in my lungs into the air pocket. And then I took a slow, deep breath. Enough air to sustain me. I was able to get my helmet off, my welding gloves off. I got rid of my M4, I got rid of my saber, I got rid of my hooligan tool. And I grabbed the window and I pulled and I pushed and I pushed and I pushed until I got out. Once I exited the aircraft, I could see the sun. It looked like a little dot. And I was swimming as hard as I could with my arms because my legs weren't working. I broke my back in 6 places. I just pulled my arms, and I finally broke surface. Once I got onto the boat, I damaged my lungs. I'm laying there on my hands, and every time I breathe out, it's just red, and I just thinking to myself, I don't remember drinking red Kool-Aid. It was blood from my lungs because I swallowed so much salt water, and I swallowed GP5 hydraulic fluid, and I was pretty messed up for about a month. Took a lot of physical therapy to get me walking and running again, and it allowed me to stay in the Marine Corps, but I did it. It's not that our aircraft are bad. Accidents happen, and it's going to happen to you one of these days, so you need to pay attention. You might end up in the dark in the water. That concludes my brief Do I have any questions? Hoorah, have a good day.
Full name is David Andrew Thane. I'm a 0811 artillery cannoneer. I'm the number 4 guy, so I chuck the rounds. I put the fuses on the rounds, I pick them up, I put them on the loading tray, and then I help the ramming guy ram the round into the tube to get it fired.
How do you like that?
It's actually pretty fun. A lot of hard work though, and I get gassed out pretty quickly, so.
You think you're comfortable with this? What do you think? Are you a good swimmer?
No. I failed basic in boot camp the first try, and then I want to do basic plus, and I failed that.
Okay.
All like the other 3 times I had to do it.
And how stoked are you on doing this Helo-dunker training? Are you? If you're not, you don't have to say you are.
I'm kind of in the middle about it. A little. Yeah, I'm on the fence with it. I don't know if I'm stoked, but I don't know if I'm like not, because it's something I've never done before. So like that's kind of exciting, but I'm also not very comfortable swimming, so that kind of makes it not exciting.
Party. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. You need a little coolness in your life.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's good for the inflammation. Reduces the inflammation. Well, this is the shallow end where we see if people can be aquatically adapted to underwater egress. And so that requires certain skills, like use your tactile skills, your sense of touch to realign, to understand where you're at by touching reference points.
So make sure you grab something that is the way out your hands or your eyeballs, okay? Helicopters go down, so you got to know how to get out of them. All right, let's go through it in your head. Now, this is what you have to do. Tell yourself you have to do it when you go underwater. Ditching. There you go. Excellent. Does that feel better? You have to move. All right.
And once they can get upside down and they can escape without being disoriented, then we'll bring them over here. The next skill is, since the Marine Corps gives you an air bottle, you must be able to breathe underwater, upside down. And so with water up their nose, inserting the regulator, and being able to breathe off it. That's really crucial for when you're in a helicopter and it rolls upside down and you get a bunch of water up your nose, for you to sit up and relax and put that thing in your mouth and clear it out and begin your breathing to calm yourself down. The air will allow you to think more clearly.
All right, when you're ready, do it.
I'm not ready for this.
Yeah.
Make the jump.
Merc it. You're fighting me, man. I'm trying to help you out. You got it.
The person holding their breath has a limited amount of time, a small limited amount of time to get out. But if they can get on air, they've extended that period of time, and if you can extend the period of time for you to get out, you got a greater chance of making it out.
How we doing, Thane? Still working on it. Keep breathing through my nose. I don't know what's going on.
Stop doing that.
I'm trying to keep my breath not through my nose, but as soon as I start to exhale and I go in for another inhale, I start to breathe through my nose.
When you blow out, think birthday cake. When you get a birthday cake and they have the candles lit and they say, "Stop, blow out the candles," you don't go, you don't blow through your nose, right? It's all mouth. You know how to do it because you've blown out candles on your birthday cake. Think like it's a big bubble drink, and you're breathing and you're sucking through your mouth only, right? You don't ever go, and it'd make you choke and gag, right? If you suck through your nose. See if you can go down there and clear it out and breathe off of it. You can pinch your nose off when you stick it in your mouth. You can pinch your nose off so you don't suck through your nose.
Well, I got it. Oh, I was having trouble trying to breathe out the regulator. That was interesting. I've never had that much trouble breathing in my life.
Have you swallowed much water today?
Yes.
Probably peed in the pool too, didn't you?
No?
Okay, there's two types of people. There's people that pee in the pool and those that lie about it.
Which are you?
I'm neither.
They're actually going to put the 3 steps that we taught them in the class into action. The grand finale. So they do 5 runs in the dunker. The first one's just a breath hold. Right now they're getting briefed on all the exits. The second one is going to be utilizing their air with the same exit they just went out of, except they get to use their air and see how much that improves their skill to get out. And then the third run, they're going to get a weapon, some blackout goggles, and they're going to be switched to a different seat. Then on the 4th run, what we do is we have them do a cross cabin, where they're going to go from one seat to the next, simulating that their primary exit was blocked and they have to go to their secondary exit. And then they get out, and then those guys were on their run 4. Now they're on run 5. What they're going to be doing is getting their flak on, getting ready for their final evaluation. Ditching!
Well, I hit my head on the way out. that was interesting. I saw that.
All right, right back in.
Right back in.
All right.
How did you like the training overall? What did you think of it?
It was actually pretty fun. I was really skeptical of having to go in the water because I'm not comfortable in the water. I hate swimming. I'm also not very good at it. I tend to get a little nervous in the water, kind of start to freak out if when I'm underwater, stuff like that. But I was actually pretty comfortable this time around, so it wasn't bad. The instructors were really helpful. Their instructions were really easy to follow. They made sure that I was, for the most part, comfortable before I had to actually go and do what I had to do in the Helo-dunker. Well, this training definitely helped me out.
Helicopters crash, and they don't care where they're doing it. There's going to be crashes. When I used to teach it in the Navy, the statistic was the average is 2 a year were going into the water. It's really important that people understand that they probably won't crash into the water, but someone will, and we don't know who that is. So what do? We train. We make sure that we can do it. We can get out of that thing. That'll be a good feeling, won't it? Won't it be a good feeling if you crash in a helicopter to get it out of there and get to the surface and get rescued? That'll be a good feeling.
Getting it?
I guess.
Right on.
As about as good as I can.
Good job. Good job.